Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Today, I start at 5.4, 5.7, just went up. It was literally 5.4. Anyway, current blood sugar, looking pretty good. 98% time in range, and 2% below. Average blood sugar, 6.6. Pretty good. Celebrate the win. Today, I want to talk to you about telling someone you're a diabetic. Oh, is it that difficult? Oh my God. We're going to delve into this today. Shorter intro, but let's get on. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. I've never had an issue telling someone I'm diabetic, even at work. Diabetes is a part of me. It isn't all about diabetes. That doesn't what makes me prevalent, special. Diabetes is a small part of my life. I'm a YouTuber. I like to read some things. I like photography. But again, it's not about all of me. So if someone asks, yes, I'll tell them. We have been programmed over the years that having diabetes is something we did. And we have to hide behind it. We can't tell people that we're a diabetic. And, I think a number of times I was thinking, how many times has being a diabetic been used against us? And in our society nowadays, we're not shunned for it on the whole. I am pretty open about my diabetes because I use it to inform. If someone has an issue with diabetics, I use it to educate. No one should be a negative about you having diabetes. It's not your fault. Pure and simple. Having type 1 diabetes, you can't ask for it. You can't go and say, hey, can I have type 1 diabetes? Or you ate all that sugar. That gave you type 1 diabetes. So, I'm proud I have type 1 diabetes. I don't feel a need to hide. I would say, oh, you guys, excuse me for a moment, I have to go take a shot. The whole part of it. And I recently told this story in one of my videos, but I'll repeat it here. I was in a job as a general manager of a retail store. I would keep my insulin in my bag, briefcase, one of those soft leather briefcases. And I put it in an easy access because I would have to race and do a blood sugar quick. And one of my workers knocked it off, and she felt the need, and I'm not anything against this worker. She called HR and said, oh well, there's, no, not oh well. She called and said to HR, he has syringes in his briefcase. Instead of calling me and asking, or calling my direct supervisor, they just assumed the worst. I had to have video conferences about it. I had to sign paper saying that I had to inform all my people that I'm a diabetic. And I had to have a tag on my briefcase that said I was a diabetic. And I said, no, that goes against my rights. I have no problem telling people I'm a diabetic, but I shouldn't have to advertise it all over the place. My immediate team, my retail manager, my lab manager, I was an optical store, knew I had type 1 diabetes. So this was a whole viewpoint. Well, you're going to be written up about it. And I said, written up for what? Having medication prescribed to me? Having someone knock over a bag and it fell out? And I played a card. I said, fine, you write me up for it, I'll see you in court. And I know perfectly well I would have won. But it didn't get that far. And I kind of found other employment soon after that. So often, being a type 1 diabetic can be solved on such easy level. I didn't feel at that time everyone needed to know. But I would say, how many people you have to tell everyone they're asthmatic. No. Keeping things under control is important, but being upfront to people, I've always said, if you're leery about talking about your diabetes, be sure that you tell a couple of people at your office, which I did. My immediate superior knew about it, but yet HR bypassed her. They thought they had a real drug addict. Ooh. But again, if someone asks, I have no problem telling. My retail manager at the time was in the room when this happened. She didn't say, oh, your insulin needles fell out. I have no qualms about speaking and saying, hey, I have diabetes. If I did, would I be on this platform? Be proud. You have nothing to hide because you're diabetic. It's against the law for them to stop you from pursuing anything because you're diabetic, as long as others aren't put at risk. So like airline pilots, military, there's some stipulation with police. But be aware. So what are we trying to learn from this video? One is be proud of who you are. Diabetes is a small part. It's important to you, but there's no need to hide behind a screen. In the story I told you, I wasn't saying I shouldn't have to tell everyone, but what I was saying was it's up to me and who I tell. No one else has to divulge their whole medical points. If I was taking illicit drugs, we may have a different conversation, but I wasn't. Be respectful of other people's feelings. Also talk to one or two other people where you work, letting them know that you have diabetes in case of emergency, in case like something like this happens, so that other people will be able to back you up. Other people can convey your wishes if you become incapacitated at work. I did pretty well. Twice at work, I kind of faltered. And people knew I was diabetic. And actually, that's a great idea for a video. Stay tuned. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld at gmail.com.